I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Why?
Well, I don't.
You know what?
I don't know what to say.
I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what the shit you did to me.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my
Let
life.
me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young and you can't do it, Sam.
I might restrain a white girl, I hope she understands. 10 white girls and I don't know if I am. Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpeezy, man. I hope you understand that what you're doing is wild, bro. So let's find out exactly how wild this man's allegations are right now, dude.
I'm not a lawyer, but Shannon Sharpe is being sued for.
Let's analyze this situation really quickly and just speak on it briefly. The whole entire situation right now with Shannon Sharpe is that this man is a man of power who apparently got himself into a situation with a young. Now, when it comes to power and it comes to being somebody who is in the limelight, a celebrity, we all have to understand one thing, and Solomon taught us this, is that any man of value, no matter how much money he has, the wrong woman that comes into his life will crumble the entire empire. Astoria is all this time, but yet Shannon thought he was above all these things. He thought he was above all sorts of allegations. Now, if it was just a regular old Joe and his girlfriend in the trailer park or some sort of hood or in some suburb, this probably would never have come to light because the man has nothing to lose. But once you're on this big stage, you're getting sponsorships, you have $100 million podcast deals, any opportunity, a girl will take it to take you down. Now, I'm not saying that the things Shannon Sharpe was doing are necessarily right, because this man is a little freaky. You should have proper communication with the girl to figure out exactly if these are the things that your girl is into. She clearly is not into these things. There's some girls that are freaky like that. This girl, she said, nah, I'm not freaky like that, Shannon, but Shannon kept on insisting. You have to be very careful and diligent with how you move when you have money. NDAs are the sorts of what some people are doing, but it seems that Shannon was like, I'm just gonna be as reckless as possible and nothing's gonna hurt me. This man is a lunatic.
$50 million and a lawsuit that accuses him of a number of things. And I read the 14-page complaint, so let me tell you exactly what Jane Doe is alleging Shannon Sharpe did. Now, the lawsuit was filed by attorney Tony Busby, who we know well, on behalf of his Jane Doe client. The suit says that Jane Doe met Shannon Sharpe at a gym in LA in early 2023 when she was 19 and Shannon Sharpe was in his 50s. Sharpe aggressively pursued her and she eventually gave him her number. But before the two of them even hang out, he apparently tries to get her to sign an NDA. She refuses to sign it, so he eventually stopped asking and invited her over. Jane Doe agrees to go over, and according to the complaint, the very first night was disturbing and unsettling.
Now let's get some things out in the open. Shannon Sharpe was in his mid-50s, she was 19, asked for an NDA, she didn't sign. These are all things that are alleged by the plaintiff in the situation, but apparently on the first day that she had went over there, she had gotten with Shannon Sharpe. In the first night that she was there, they had, and it was noticed that it was on camera but without Jane Doe's consent. It's very important. Then the next day, Shannon Sharpe invites her back to the house. Again, all alleged by Jane Doe. She shows up 5 minutes late. Shannon Sharpe is upset, grabs her by her neck, and then this kicks off their 2-year toxic relationship.
Now, there's a couple of things we have to understand. When it comes to these relationship things, a lot of times the victim, in a sense, is not able to escape from the situation. Because the man has a sense of hold on her that she can't escape from. And also, she's probably also slightly, we could say, benefiting from the situation. She's able to go on trips. The man is able to take her here, buy her this and that. So there's a sense of, how do I leave this relationship without losing some of the benefits that are involved in it? Now, I'm not saying any party is right, or I'm not taking any sides in the situation. I am mainly just saying one has to be careful. We have to be very careful who we get ourselves in relationship with and what we're doing, because sometimes situations of the heart are very troublesome to try to escape from. That's why a lot of times you'll have victims saying they were abused here and they're not able to get out of the relationship. When people say, why weren't you able to get out? But it's like, when there's matters of the heart, it's very difficult to think clearly. Now, this is a situation. Why is Shannon Sharpe doing these things? As a man of status, why are you behaving like this, bro? This is a bad look on the entire black community. I have to say. How are you gonna go around and move like this and thinking that this is the right way to move? And also, there's another point that at the start of the video that Lenny was making, that Shannon Sharpe should get a girl of his age. Well, he'd have to go against biology to get a girl of his age, okay? Because most of the time, older men like younger women. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna go after a 19-year-old when you're almost 60. That's crazy. But money buys what it buys, son.
That they have is filled with control, violence, anger, a bunch of different emotions, etc.
Are you kidding me?
Etc. Now again, all these things are alleged by Jane Doe herself in this complaint via Tony Busby. Shannon Sharpe himself unequivocally denied everything that was going on. He said that it was a consensual relationship. He even submitted a statement that included text messages, or at least typed up versions of the text message, that included explicit and graphic text messages initiated by the young woman in question, also exposing her name to be Gabrielle Zuniga, which she was going by Jane Doe, but Shannon Sharpe felt the need to put it out there. Now, the purpose of this is to portray that Shannon Sharpe himself was free and clear. This was a consensual relationship, and now he's being extorted. What I found very interesting in these text messages is that Shannon is into some pretty nasty stuff. No, I don't even necessarily mean the backdoor things. I don't care about that. But there's a couple text messages in here that are very telling. Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want to me. That's my daddy. F. I want you to put a big black baby in me. You better crave it, because you're gonna be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. Oh, Shannon's into race play. This is a clear fetishization of a black man who is bigger and stronger, and these play on words are giving very much race play.
Man, why are you making us look bad, Shannon? Come on, dog. These are things that's supposed to be behind closed doors, dog. Man, come on. And the man had this audacity to release the text and also release the girl's name. Like, bruv. Did he not have an older sibling that was able to teach him the way of the game? Why are you doing this, dude? This is terrible, dog.
I did find it interesting that Shannon Sharpe did not release his side of the text messages. I mean, if it was truly consensual, you should have no problem with putting out these things.
Facts.
Ultimately, you don't need to put these things out in the first place. This is court of public opinion. This does not ultimately matter in the say-so, at least to me. But I did find it weird that Shannon Sharpe introduced the fact that he does have a race play fetish to the conversation.
I do not feel bad for Shannon Sharpe. Actually, nail him to the wall. Men like Shannon Sharpe go after women whose frontal lobe have yet to develop, and then when they prove to you that they are still children, it's how dare she try to manipulate me? How dare she try to get money from me? Why do you think she was fucking with your old ass? Oh, really?
I am not that red pill guy, but man, marriage is sounding kind of cool. It's at least giving you some responsibility so you're not out here. And I do think it's also interesting because Shannon Sharpe was one of the people who had so much to say when it came to the Travis Hunter situation and how he was being potentially shaken down. People could see the writing on the wall, etc., with that.
Young lady, for you to talk about, well, the reason why I left him on for my inbox, well, you know, he's younger than me and he cheated. You see, now you threw that man on the bus. We didn't need to know that. Why you put that man business in the street? Are you perfect? I don't like the part of oversharing in a relationship because it was unnecessary.
But in the same token and breath, Shannon Sharpe could not see this one coming and set himself up after having years of experience of potentially being set up or dealing with women who didn't have his best interest at heart. Irony is crazy.
And Shannon Sharpe opening his mouth has only opened up a can of worms to losing a bunch of credibility, a bunch of followers and supporters, and a bunch of advertisers who perceive him to be some Uncle Freaky.
And that's the thing, Shannon is never going to recover from this. If there's ever a situation that can ruin your reputation as a man, is having any sort of allegations against the opposite sex. It's any kind of allegation against a woman, whether it's alleged or it actually happened. Look what happened to Kobe, bro. It's one of those things that once a woman says it and it gets attached to your name, it is done. It's finished. It's so difficult to come back from a situation like that where people are talking down on your name. So how did Shannon Sharpe think he was going to escape this? I don't even know. Like, how do you get yourself in this situation without thinking that there's going to be repercussions? This sort of behavior obviously needs to be publicized to the public, but at another sense, it's like, Shannon, how are you going to be this stupid? How are you going to fumble the bag? How are you going to fumble the sponsorship? The people rooting behind you to see you be successful, and then a mid girl comes and takes everything away from you. And she's most likely going to win the lawsuit, bro. She's going to be up 50 million, dog. 50 mil. Yeah.
Shannon Sharpe gooned out deviant. Not only are they not going to want to attach their name to you because you have these grape allegations, but I can almost guarantee that Boost Mobile is rethinking all the freaky deaky accusations that you have, even the ones that are legal. And I know somebody's probably going to say in the comment section, Omar, Shannon Sharpe has always been gooned out. But the difference between now and back then is that back then it all seemed like harmless chatter. It all seemed like, you know, talk on the podcast with your bros and your boys. But now going forward, it's building a pattern and a case for you. It's letting the world know about your transgressions and that you actually do it. It's one of those things where, you know, people didn't believe it until they saw it, and now they see it, and all they can do is look at you as a freaky old man.
You have to get to that point where you grown enough to just feel like, okay, I'm not in that era no more, so I'm not leaving my man for cheating once. Babe, I'm probably gonna get like 4 times.
4? Damn.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna have to get your number.
Shannon!
You know, I'm the back shop king. So she passed gas.
Yes, sir.
She said, excuse me. I said, that's all right, baby. I generally make them shit. Ooh. It kept going.
And be able to say some of the things that you were saying.
What was I saying, Ocho? What was I saying? I ain't hear it.
You was like, you gonna take this. I'm just saying, I ain't never heard you talk like that, huh? Now, what we do gotta...
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, why are you speaking in this manner so publicly? Has no one ever taught this man about any sort of restraint? This should not be something you speak about on a public platform. Keep this locker room talk, brunch with the boys. Keep this on the low, on the DL. You should never speak about the things that you're doing with a woman, bro. Keep that to yourself. No one needs to know the things that are going on. Why are you out here public talking so crazy, dude? God damn. This is a public PSA to every man out there, bro. Keep your business to yourself. We don't need to hear all these things. If you're getting it or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the aspect of you being a man, whether you're crushing a lot of pum pum or not. That's not the status of a man. The status of a man is what he does in the community, what he's able to give back to the community. Is he able to help others around him and his family? That's what matters, bro. Not the back shots that you, come on, Shannon.
Work on is ain't nothing wrong with your hip, but we got to work on your cardio because you was breathing heavy. When you lift weights, hit the treadmill first. Or do the step,
real talk,
do the step
Ocho, your boy. Hey, Ocho, I was already knee deep for about 25.
Listening to bad legal advice had Shannon Sharpe reveal his accuser by name and by OnlyFans handle. I know a lot of people are divided on the fence about whether you should out a Jane Doe accuser or not, but what it did for a lot of the community and a lot of the people is put a face to a name or a face to a person. Yeah, there was a transcript that talked about her age, but seeing her in real time, discovering that she was actually a white woman, and putting this face of what a lot of people would classify as mid-milk to the accusations made people look at Shannon Sharpe even worse.
This is crazy, bro.